All right, Royal Mama here. Put all my makeup on. I don't like my eyebrows, but don't worry about those. So, we're going to discuss weekend activities. What's something you like to do on Saturday or Sunday? And that makes you feel like you did something and enjoyed your weekend. Let's see, I like to try new food. I like to go to the casino. I like to hang out with my baby. My babies. Monday I get my granddaughter. She's so cute. And I don't know. I I don't know. I'm like do a lot of the same stuff. Buy my lottery ticket every once in a while. And hopefully one of these days we'll win. That would be sweet because I can do a lot more fun stuff for use, with use. Um, Hopefully I hit some today. If you look on my other channel, Royal Mama 555, that's just my gambling. Royal Mama Things to Do 555 is this one, obviously. So I go on here and I talk to you guys about life or my feelings or something. Shumshing. But you see, normally we have lots of sunny weather. Today we don't have all that. It's more of a blustery, chill day. So I'll take that when we have them because some of these hot days when you're working out, especially, are harsh. They're like, whoa, you know? So let's see. What's something else that we like to do on a weekend? Go to the park, we walk the dog, my family, we feed the ducks because they're starting to have their babes, and play some board games. My daughter's been liking it when I make fun of our families, like my in-laws and my family, my mom and my, she's like, pretend that you're going to the store and you're buying something and somebody in front of you is taking too long. So she's got all these scenarios and we have to imitate them going to the store and getting frustrated. She likes to say, oh, pretend there's a Karen in front of you or behind you, or be your family drunk, or, you know, pretend like you're getting gas, but everybody's taking too long, or we always have those scenarios. So we have to imitate, me and my husband will imitate each other, and then we do our family, and it's all good fun. So, let's see. And then we play Uno. We play Minecraft Uno with all the characters. And then let's see. What other games does she like to play? Oh, she likes to play the family edition, Who's Your Meme? And we do Cards Against Humanity Family Edition. And we like to do that too. We'll do like pick a letter, and then my husband and I have to figure out what animal she's thinking of with that letter, or candy flavoring, or food item. And whoever gets it gets a point. We do a bunch of those. And then we do, I'm always trying new foods. I love my recipes that I find. They look so good. Lately, she's like, have some beignets, but I've been sweet craving. So I'm trying to eat more veggies and stay away from the sweets because I'm like, oh, I've been like wanting licorice and all the foods you shouldn't want, but it's so good. I found these really good licorices at that little market that I get my soup at. And I'm like, that is the best licorice I've ever had. So let's see. We do that usually. And then she likes to listen to her music. And we all dance to it while we're doing chores or whatever. Have a dance party. So I had my beignets that she really wants me to make. So I'm going to wait till I haven't had sugar for a minute. And then Papa's calling. All right, so we're back now. Had to get my dude's phone call. Checking on me, checking on him. So, yeah, it's kind of nice when it's skipping around, but it's kind of nice when it's not so hot and it's just kind of chill out. I like it. Not a lot of animals happening. So what were we talking about? Oh yes, recipes. So I come up with kind of new stuff. I've got my meat, and then I bring my veggies into it, and then I have my carbs, and I just kind of go, okay, that looks like something that'd be good. Like I got my potatoes and my sweet potatoes, and I just need to scoop the inside out, make the inside, and then stick that in the oven. That'll be good, so that way it's kind of like a twice baked potato, I have a sweet potato and a potato, and then I put all the stuff in it. So, and then I put the cheese on top, and then it's done after that. So I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow or the next day. And then I have my loaded mac and cheese, which I just added turkey bacon and some cauliflower with olive oil and cheese on it. And then for breakfast I made my bake with like eggs, and then I had sweet potato in it, and I had zucchinis, and I had cheese and eggs. I think I already said that. And I mixed it all up, so it's kind of like a little bake, a breakfast bake. And I have some more for tomorrow too, so my husband and I don't have to make breakfast. That'll be good. Those are yummy. And so I made those. And you know what sucks is when you make them though, the middle likes to not cook. So I feel like you almost have to put something over the top so that it cooks in the middle and doesn't burn the outsides or overcook the outsides. So yeah, sorry, my camera holding. Yeah, so I'm supposed to go to Cache Creek today and see what goes on there and see if we can hit a little something. I won't be able to go anywhere for Mother's Day because my husband has a tournament. He's like, can I please? And I'm like, sure. So he'll get my weekend for Father's Day, and then we'll just do dinners. And then I'm getting today for Mother's Day, so I'll take it. Hopefully I hit something, You always want to find something new and different to do so you feel like it's special. And then I still get my dinner, so that'll be cool. So, either way, trying to think if there's any new ones. I've been kind of interested in doing the dressings. Like I've been seeing a lot of lemon, garlic, Parmesan dressings, and desserts. Trying to make some new desserts. I've got my cookie cutters that I've had in my drawer, and I need to get those done. Oh, and I also need to make lumpias. I might actually show you guys those so you can see how I was taught to make them, and we can see how those taste. I like the ones from Safeway. I know it sounds stupid, but they make them small. I like them. My daughters like the big ones that my grandmother makes. So those I'm going to make on probably tomorrow, or maybe I can't make them tonight. I don't have time. But I'll make them this week so I can give them some to my daughter. And I got to bring some to that lady too. She's awesome. Oh, so anywho. What I should do is buy them at the store and then put them in a thing and say, I made them. Cheater. Cheddar, cheddar, cheddar. And I'm trying to make some healthy chocolate chip cookies too. That would be kind of good. Just make some with a healthier recipe. Put a little bit of dark chocolate in there. My daughter does not like dark chocolate, my oldest. So I'll have to do milk for hers. And hopefully she will like them. I was going to have my grandson and my granddaughter at the same day, but my daughter's like, oh, Hadley May is only a couple months old. Let's wait a little bit. And I'm like, okay. She's like, have one or the other. And then their great-grandparents get the other one. So I took the lady. And then my grandson will go to his great-grandparents' house, which is awesome because they have like the garden and all the goodies, and they get to walk around the property. They bought their property a long time ago, inherited it from family members, so they love it. And me and my husband always are like right behind something that could be great. Like we bought a house when the rates were good, but now nothing's going up in value. Stuff like that. We're always behind the 8 ball, I say, when it comes to properties and timing on stuff. So I'm like, me. But it all works out though. We always end up on the good, so that's good. So anyway, I am very grateful. I didn't make it to church. I didn't sleep good last night, and I don't want to stress myself out about driving to my church, but I will go to Bible study on Tuesday. So I do that. That's my, it just makes me feel renewed every time I come from there. I'm around a lot of positive, wonderful people, and I find those people everywhere in life, not just there, but I just really like what I get out of it. And I like understanding the Bible because I've heard different bits of it, and I'm like, I'd like to know or understand what it is exactly. So I try to do that. And then, I don't know, when I'm in nature, I'm like totally like, ooh, it's so beautiful, but it's also like, there's stuff out here. You gotta pay attention to your environments like you would if you were in the city, you didn't know where you were going, and it was nighttime. So you still gotta be chill here. Anyway, I'm trying to think. Is there any desserts that are easy to make, that are tasty and healthy, and also any sort of recipes that you recommend? Please send them to me because I can look up how to make them. But I would love that. I'm really interested when I go on social media on the, what's it called? The Amish people are explaining how they do things. They don't go to grocery stores. They get everything from their land, which I think is really cool. I would love to be able to do that. I don't know if I could hurt animals, so I might end up eating tofu if I do that. But because they would be my babies, it'd be my pets. I'd go see them every day. I'd name them. They become acclimated to my family when they have a name and become our buddies. So I'm conflicted about the vegetarian thing. I know it's not good not to eat meat because it also helps the environment or the population for them to not take, not to utilize some, because they do have more babies than we do generally, and they probably mate more than we do most of the time for most people. So hopefully I have a good day. I'm going to post on my other channel the video that I take from today. So hopefully I get some luck there. Wish me luck. And I wish you guys all happy Mother's Day. Spend time with your mom. Spend time with your moms. Happy Mother's Day to them. And just have a wonderful weekend, rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Sunday. Try to do positive, good things. And enjoy. Be happy. Try to do at least once a week something you're grateful for and give thanks, even if it's not Thanksgiving, just so you know that you're, standing in a place of feeling good and grateful.
I don't know, it's like two really unreliable narrators. Like, who even knows?
So, yeah, I was listening to nature. It's so pretty. But just try to be grateful and think of good things and positive things. And there are so many things that irritate me. Like, I've been really clumsy lately. I've been dropping stuff and I don't even know, grabbing things, trying to grab too many things. So it's like having a hard time holding stuff. So I'm like, why? But I have to be patient and I have to go, you know what? Traffic's gonna stink. People are gonna irritate me sometimes. And, you can't all get along all the time, can you? Siblings, babies, husbands. But you have to go, you know what? Those people were meant to be in my life. And I have to keep figuring out how to build those relationships in a good way. So just trying to be positive. It's hard. You guys are like, come on, get mad. I will at some point. I'll show you one of my other emotions that I have. And I told my husband today, I'm like, and everybody too, hey, I'm going to be mad and stressed out. Sometimes I can't always be happy about everything. So you're going to have to deal with my ugly side too. We all have it. So take your vitamins, have your smoothies, look at some of my other videos if you want to know what's in them, what should be in them to be healthy. And just tell people you love them. Don't waste time holding back because you're afraid. Tell people you love them. Appreciate people you don't always understand, and just be a good person as much as possible. Try to be as happy as possible. Figure out what happiness means to you and do that. That's my saying for today but take it through the rest of the week too, the rest of the year. Have a good day. I'll let you know by posting on my other channel, Royal Mama 555, and yeah, handle it. Have a good day. Talk to you soon. So, car stories. We're both going to talk about it. He doesn't want to be filmed, which is fine. But we're going to talk about a story that we have from like high school or whatever, where it was just kind of scary and you were in that situation and you didn't know how it was going to turn out. But here we are. We made it. So, do you have any stories like that? Think about it. So, I have one. So I think it was like the second time I had tried shrooms. I don't love any of that stuff, but somebody had talked me into it somewhere. So I was thinking that if I did that at like 9 p.m., I was gonna be able to go home, I wouldn't feel weird, and I just didn't know like the whole vibe of it. First time I did it, I don't feel like I did very many or much, so I probably didn't feel too much of it, but this time it was like, definitely felt it. So like by, about from 9 to 10, I was all right. By about 10:30, I started feeling weird. And I'm like, I can't go home. I gotta go home and go to sleep. I knew I was supposed to be tired, but I didn't feel tired. And so I go home and everybody's sleeping and happy and whatever. And I'm like, I can't sleep right now. So then I got up, and my grandma's house, which we lived in at that time, was downtown. So like I remember going out of my grandmother's house, walking around Santa Rosa at like nighttime. So I went down by the mall. There was like this overpass, and I went under that, and I walked all the way down. I don't know how I didn't get bothered by someone. And then I walked down 4th Street, and then I walked all the way to the cemetery that was in like Bennett Valley. And I don't even know how I got all the way there, but I just kept walking, and I'm like, I can't go to sleep, so I'm just gonna keep walking until I'm done, and hopefully this stuff wears off and I can go to bed. So I go there, I run into some people from my school. This one person who thought they were a vampire, dressed up like a vampire, talked like a vampire, said their name was Lestat. And that was, I swear, the name of this person. So they were like my guides. They were drunk and they were walking around, and I was like, just felt weird. And they were kind of taking care of me because I was like, oh, they were just keeping me company. I feel like when your mind's all weird, it's just nice to have somebody like distract you from focusing on that. So we were all talking, and we walked through the graveyard. I would never do that, ever. So, and it was like kind of fun. I was like, oh yay, this is new and different and ooh. So anyway, and then after that, we'd hung out there. It was probably like 12, and I was like, okay, now I gotta go home. I started feeling like I could go to sleep. So then I had to walk all the way back. And they happened to be walking that way too, so they walked me all the way back. And then I went home and went right to sleep. It was pretty crazy. And my mom was like, where were you? She had got up to pee or something. Where were you? I was like, oh, I couldn't sleep. So I went on a walk. So I thought for sure, like, something weird was going to happen. I thought I was going to be alone. I started tripping out, and then I realized that, I'm fine. And I got through it, and here I am. Your turn. A story where you didn't really know what to expect. You ran into some stuff that was a little weird, and you made it through it. Probably won't do it again, but you just kind of, it's like a story where you got through it.
I would say
Royal Papa.
Going to a party at somebody's, they had like a Christmas tree farm, and there was a party there, and I was probably really young, like 16, 17. Shouldn't be drinking. Don't recommend it to anybody. And the party got pretty loud and out of control, and the cops showed up, and they were just like a couple cops, maybe 3 or 4 cars, and they all kind of swarmed out, and they were like arresting the kids that were there, like right on the spot. They weren't like just trying to break up the party. They were like actually putting people in handcuffs, and like everybody ran off. And I remember running off and hiding behind this barn or garage or something, And I was so scared because I could see the flashlights from the cops like right around the corner from where I was hiding. And I was just telling myself, just stay still, don't make a sound. And I had to sit there for like a good half an hour just petrified until they all left. And then I had to walk home for like, 3 or 4 miles in the middle of the night, hoping that the cops weren't, nearby.
Were you drunk?
Probably a little bit, but
Yeah. So you were drunk trying to walk home.
yeah.
Yeah. Stressful.
So going to parties is fun, but sometimes it's not worth it.
So I remember, speaking of walking home, I was over in Bennett Valley, kind of near the Bennett Valley golf course. And it was probably like, from my house and here, it was probably like a good 30 minutes. And walking, it's probably like an hour. So I remember going down Bennett Valley Road, like on that road that's right there. And I walked at night. And I walked all the way to like where the shopping center was. And then somebody knew I was walking, so they came and picked me up. But I walked all the way from there to there. And everyone was like, don't leave. Blah, blah, blah. I forget why I wanted to leave. I just like, when I want to go home, I hate being stuck somewhere. So like, I just was like, I gotta go home. I'm gonna go. Everybody was passing out and doing what they're doing. So I ended up walking on that road. It was kind of creepy. It was nighttime. I saw like a skunk that looked like it was upset walking by me. But I have a lot of stories like that. It's weird. But I did make it home, and I forget why I left. I think I was just irritated that people were being weird and annoying. And yeah. Got any more stories?
Can't think of any right now.
Huh. I know that I used to not get in trouble. So like, and because my grandmother's house was downtown, I'd walk over the overpass a lot and like go downtown. I'd be down really quick. Like I'd walk to school, whatever. But I used to go into town a lot because I was like, oh, I can go into town and I'm bored and yay. And I remember that like I had a friend that liked to drop acid in the middle of the square. So that was fun because she would be like, okay, I'm going to drop acid and I need you to look out for me and make sure I make it home. And I'm like, why don't you just not do it right here? No one listens. Did it. Acted weird. Attracted attention from some like big, creepy, bum, scary, I don't even know what it was, but it looked like it was like, tribal. And it was like, give me your jewelry. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Trying to take my stuff. My friends acting all crazy, and like it was not fun. I got stuck in that situation too. And then I remember there was a lot of stories downtown. You always see like just lively characters when you're in the middle of a big city. So I like remember this other story where I was downtown, another situation. I have a lot of downtown stories. But I went downtown and there were these girls and they got into a fight. One of them was like really skinny and had like long, braids, or looked like she just got her hair done. And these other 2 girls had tattoos and they were just kind of mean, and they got into a little altercation, and the 2 girls were picking on the one girl, and then they started pulling her hair out and just like, and I wanted to go over and help her, and my friend's like, don't get involved. It's none of your business. I'm like, but that one girl's getting hammered by 2 ladies and it's like, that's unfair. And she's like, well, you can't fight every battle. And I'm like, I know, but someone's got to help that girl out. So the authorities showed up and she was fine, but she definitely learned a lesson. Maybe if nothing else, don't hang out with girls like that. But I hate that. I hate seeing like people getting bullied or beat up or hurt or whatever, and then like you can't do anything. Like if it's a child, I'm jumping in. So either way, I remember that. I used to see a lot of stuff downtown. There were so many things. Just like some call girls would be walking downtown, and they used to be on Santa Rosa Avenue, and they'd be like, hey, they were like, want to give me a ride? So we got some stuff in our city. It's not like probably like bigger cities, but it's definitely, you got your things. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's ever happened. I don't really recall off the top of my head. So do you have any more stories that you can think of? All right, well, that's the story that we can think of. And then, what other like stories have you got as a family? Like,
I don't know.
We went to Florida.
You ever seen any aliens?
Seen any
Ghosts?
Well, okay, so I was at my grandmother's house. A lot of stuff happened over there. And I was home by myself. she had one of those old houses where you only have one bathroom and there's like 2 doors. One door goes into one bedroom, the other door goes into the other bedroom. And there's only one bathroom in this whole house. There's 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. So I'm in there taking a shower. The doors were locked because I was by myself. And I go to open the door, and there were bars on the windows. It was in kind of a ghetto. When she bought it like 100 years prior, it was like a really nice neighborhood. But all these years later, it just kind of became an older area of Sonoma County. So anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like getting out of the shower. I go to open the door and something's like, you can never leave. And weirdly enough, rewind a little, my grandmother had passed away probably like a year and a half before this happened. And one of the things she had said to me and my mom was, I don't want anybody else to live in this house. I want you guys to keep it in the family. So don't let anybody move in here. She didn't want anybody else to move in here. So she had passed away. I'm sitting there, I'm going to reach for the door. And I'm like, even if somebody was in the house and they were on the other side of the door, they wouldn't have known that I was going to open the door. So it had to be something supernatural because it was just very odd. It was very odd. So I go to open the door and I hear this whisper. I hear, you can never leave. Just like that. Wasn't on anything. I didn't party regularly, so my brain's not fried or anything. So it was just very weird, and it freaked me the shit out because I was like, okay, I don't know if someone's on the other side of this door. I don't know if there's something in this house. So I had my towel on. I grabbed the phone, and I didn't have a cell phone then. I ran outside in a towel, called the cops. I said, okay, I don't know what's going on, but something just said, you can never leave. In a whisper, didn't see anybody. Nobody was home. Creeped me out. Can you go in and make sure there's nothing in there? Went inside, looked in the whole house, looked in the attic, looked everywhere. So they say to me, hey, there's no evidence or nothing showing me that anybody came in from the outside. So it wasn't like somebody broke into the house and like was trying to get me not to open the door. It was just there was no sign of any entry from the outside. So I was just like, whoa, dude, and tripped me out. And weird, okay, so after that, the neighbor lady calls the cops, and that while the cops are still there, like looking around just to make sure they didn't miss anything. The lady next door calls the cops and she gets broken into. Somebody robs her house. So I'm like, okay, wait a second. Did the person that robbed their house come into my house? So it was one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. And I was somebody that said, you know what, I don't believe in supernatural things unless I have proof of it. I'm not going to listen to like somebody who says they saw Sasquatch and then have one of those people dressed up in monkey suits and trying to sell on us, oh yeah, they're real. So I was like, I need to experience it, but I don't know what that was, but it was very, very weird. And I think that was probably the closest thing that I've ever had to going, okay, you need to understand that they're there. And it could have been anything. It could have been her telling me, like, I don't want you guys to leave, because she did say that when she was alive. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what was going on that day, but it was very realistic. It felt like I was in a movie. It was so weird. But it was like as far as ghosts go, it was the one thing that I can say that I feel like I had some experience of some kind that definitely wasn't natural. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget what they said. I'll never forget the whisper. So it wasn't just like a yell, it was just like a whisper. It almost felt like they didn't want me to open the door. So my brain was so like, how do I...
Could you have heard somebody on the other side of the door whispering?
I don't know. That's what I don't know. As I was like, just all these things are in my head. Like, would I have been able to hear it? It felt like something was whispering at me. It didn't feel like an echo. It didn't sound like somebody who was outside. It just sounded very like what I just said. And I don't know if you guys remember, there was a movie where that guy goes, I can hear dead people, and they're whispering. It sounded just like that. So I feel like the whisper could not have, it didn't feel like it was on the other side of a door. It felt like it was direct.
It was in the same room.
Yes, because it just felt like nothing was blocking the sound. So it just, if it was on the other side of the door, I would have heard it kind of distant, whereas it felt like it was right there. The sound was like it was right there.
It is one of the craziest, strangest things I will literally remember until I pass away. I'm just like, I will never know exactly what happened. Maybe if I run into my grandmother when I pass away, she'll say, oh, that was me. But all I know is it was very kind of just one of those things in your life where you almost can't out of body, or just, it was just very, it was something that you definitely know was specifically something that you were meant to go through. It was just very odd.
Wow, mysterious.
Yeah. So what about you? You've never had any like close encounters, or had somebody touch you or anything like that, or had like a dream about something that felt really real? Never had like gone somewhere and felt like you'd been there before, but you don't know why. Seen a house you thought you've seen before, but you don't remember why.
Sure, deja vu happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So, I'm trying to think if there's ever anything else that kind of freaked me out. I don't really think so. I don't think I'd ever really go in a haunted house. Not that I don't appreciate it. I just feel like, kind of like how I feel about nature. Like, I love my trail that I walk on, but I'm not going to be hiking out in the woods and shit. Main reason is because there's a lot of stuff out there. It's where they live. I feel like I'm walking through their house, and I'm like, if they hurt me, it's because I'm invading in their space. So there's a lot of people that don't really take that as seriously as I do. And the end result is, if they hurt me, they get killed, I get hurt. So I just feel like there's a lot of negative that can come out of it. So they don't really have an alternate house to go to. So I just feel better that I can find places to walk that don't invade an animal space. So I just feel better about that. It prevents a lot of drama in my book. And then also, what was I going to say? I forget where I was going with that. Where was I before I said that?
The trail.
Oh, no, I was talking about haunted houses. So my other thing is, I feel like they're souls that either went through a good experience or a bad experience. Maybe they timed out, like in other words, it was their time to pass, or they went through something traumatic and their future was kind of taken from them. So I just feel like, when you go into like what is that one that the Winchester Mystery House, there's a lot of spirits in there that are like unresolved spirits. People that feel angry towards that family, angry towards that area, that place, went through something bad there, ended up going there because maybe they knew somebody who went through something bad there. So I just feel like there's a lot of negative energy there. So I feel like if I go there, it'll affect me. And I'm very sensitive to, like, if I see a movie and it scares me, it's going to affect me and I'm going to be scared. Like if I watch a movie about, there's things that get you in the dark, I'm going to start thinking things are going to get me in the dark. My brain will just eat that up. So I'm like, I have to be careful of my influences, because they kind of cause real, like, things for me. So I need to be around like positive influences and good things. So where was I going with that? I lose my train of thought a lot. I wonder if that's some sort of not mental health, but memory thing as you get older. What was I talking about? Disrupting spirits. So I just feel like if you know that a lot of spirits dwell somewhere, and even if they dwell everywhere, there's a lot more space and freedom if you're wandering around versus if you're in like a house or you're in like a space. I feel like they could be possessive of that space. It's no different than if they were still walking around and they weren't passed away. So I just like to avoid any sort of trappage, I'll call it, with like spirits of like, things I don't know. I don't know them personally. They don't know me. So I just feel like it's another invasion of space. So I'm kind of like, maybe all they get is that house that they went back to, that they remember where they were, or they ended up there. So I don't really feel like it's a good idea to mess with that. Ouija boards aren't a good idea. I have tried one once, but I also feel like it's disruptive, and I just don't really feel like that's cool. It's no different than like going up to somebody and talking shit or upsetting them or walking in their house without their permission. I just feel like it's all connected. So I try to avoid those things because I just feel like they're they're invasive, especially to the animal or to the person or to the spirit. So I'm like, yeah. I try to avoid that. I like to stay on the good side of respect. It's a good idea. So, you have any stories like that where any thoughts about like places you don't like to go for whatever reason, things you don't like to do because you feel like they're things that maybe other people think are okay, but you don't really like them or want to do them? Anything like that? We're going on a drive, so
I'm starting to not like being around crowds and people.
Yeah.
More and more.
Yeah. Is that because of just all the weird stuff that's happening as far as like the economy and the political or is it mainly just comfort?
It's just mainly fatigue,
Yeah.
not wanting to.
It's a lot of personalities in one space.
Yeah.
Now we're going on a drive, and we go on a drive, we usually like to either listen to comedy, which we will do soon, or we talk about stuff until we talk ourselves to death. And then I figured going on a little drive with us would be fun. I don't know how those people do those mukbangs, man. I just feel like, I think to do a mukbang, you have to eat varieties of food. You have to eat a lot of it. And I'm just like, I don't know if I can do that. It's not really that good for you. It's good for you to eat food. It's not good for you to eat a lot of food at once. And it's definitely not good for you to eat a lot of food that's unhealthy. So either way, I don't know if I could do mukbangs. I think they're fun because it's like showing you different foods, but yeah, I can't really eat a whole lot at once. I kind of will eat throughout the day, which I think is actually healthier. If you eating regularly but eating not large portions at one time is probably, you got to think about how big your stomach is and how much it can hold at once, how fast it's going to digest the food. So if you give it too much, it's like, probably not a good idea. So anything else you want to add? Well, have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your Sunday. Hopefully it was pleasant. Oh, talk about what you did today in the morning. Talk about your morning. I talked about my morning. What do you do on Sundays that you enjoy?
Go golfing. That's my therapy session for once a week.
And what got you into golfing? What made you go, I'm going to try that or do that?
Probably because it's just so difficult that it is, I don't know, you really want to be good at it, but it's so hard that you'll never be good at it.
That's weird. But
So I guess the unattainable goal of it, and you can't fake it. There's no pretending like you can play golf. There's pretending like you can play basketball. You can pretend to play soccer. You can pretend to play tennis. It's not like no one can do those things. But golfing is if you can't do it, it's very obvious.
you can't BS.
Even when you can do it,
you can't BS.
you still may not be able to.
You can't BS your way through golf.
You cannot BS your way through it.
Yeah. So what's one of the nicest courses that you think you've been to of all the courses you've played at?
Nicest courses, probably that Saviano Links up there in Corning, behind the Rolling Hills Casino.
Really? Of all the ones, that is the one?
That's a very nice course.
Huh.
Or the Cache Creek one.
Yeah, that's
Courses
nice.
that are at casinos are
What about when you
usually-
went to Pebble Beach? What about when you went to San Francisco? Those are nice.
I mean, those are nice courses, but they're kind of, Presidio in San Francisco it's kind of beat up. It's old.
Oh, okay. So the Serrano
Usually
Lakes?
casino golf courses are so meticulously maintained because they have the funds to make it that way. Where other courses just don't have the right amount of money that it takes to maintain the course, or their courses are just older and the infrastructure is older, but I've never played a course I didn't like, so
Cool. All right. Well, there's the end of the line today. We'll be back. Next time we go on a drive, we should definitely do the Royal Mama, Royal Papa, what do we call this? Road shots. And have a good rest of your day. Have a good evening. Hopefully you guys eat something good for you. Remember, if you eat something good for you for like a bunch of times in a row, then you can eat something bad for you. So you want to do good, 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 and then bad. Good, 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 bad. All right. Have a good evening. Peace.